Today we're stepping into the realm where identity is never certain, trust is a gamble, and evil doesn't just knock, it becomes you. We're talking about the Shapeshifters Gambit, the gripping first installment in the Faceless Chronicles, a series that blends epic fantasy with psychological in a way that keeps you constantly second guessing everything and everyone. Joining us is the mastermind behind it all, Grant Pierce. From a quiet village blacksmith plagued by a missing memory, to a century-old shapeshifter who can wear any face, to a looming apocalypse tied to the mysterious seed of astronaut. This story is packed with tension, heartbreak, and mind-bending twists. But what really sets this series apart is not just about the monsters and the magic, it's about the identity, trauma, and terrifying idea that the greatest enemy might already be standing beside you. And here's the best part. What started as a passion project for Grant in his early 20s evolved into a full series that because of one simple question from his daughter. What happens next? Today, we're going to find out. So, get comfortable, keep up your guard, and maybe, just maybe, don't trust anybody too quickly because things are about to get shifted. And yes, I took everything you said and created your beginning. And Mr. Grant, it is nice to have you here on Faraway Sister Haven today.
It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, we were happy to do it. So I have went through your book, and of course we have it here. And when your podcast is aired, I will be spraying the edge of this and getting some merch to go with your book that will be given away.
Appreciate that.
So, would you like to tell us a little about Kaylin?
Yeah, so he starts off, he has these blackouts, he doesn't understand where they're coming from, they happen periodically, and he doesn't, and you understand by the course of the end of the book why it happened and what's the cause of it. But basically the premise of the book was, if you were told that your best friend is going to destroy the world, what are you going to do about it? Do you stop him? Do you, in this case, people come to him and say, we want you to kill your best friend so that he doesn't destroy everything. And it kind of goes back to can you kill baby Hitler? Some people could, some people could not. And that's the moral dilemma, the moral question that I presented as the book progresses.
Okay. All right. So we have Valko is a century-old immortal monster of chaos magic.
Yes. So he was the most fun to write because he's so unhinged, but he's basically a sociopath, and he takes pleasure in killing and hurting people. I modeled him after.
I was like, whoo! I just kind of made an outline of the book for myself, and I was like, whoo! He is a whole lot more than you think.
He is always fun to write. I mean, I kind of modeled him after the Joker, because the Joker takes such pleasure in killing people and he hurts people and he thinks it's funny. And so I kind of used that vein to make up my own character.
And then Miss Gwendolyn.
Yeah, there's Gwendon. He's a traumatized veteran.
I don't know why I said Miss. My brain immediately goes to a female when I see that name.
Oh, Gwendon, yeah. So he was captured by Valko when he was very young, and Valko did some horrible things to him, and now he's extraordinarily traumatized. He's got scars all over his body, including all over his face. So when people look at him, they're like, "Ooh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you." He's not someone you want to run into in a dark alley, because just the look of his face is just intimidating, and he's got the body of like Conan the Barbarian, so you really don't want to run into this guy. And everyone reacts to him that way, so his personality sort of developed as a result of that.
Okay. And then Jadica is Kaylin's best friend and kind of his love interest.
Yeah, so
he often is like just fueling his desire to remain tethered to normacy despite encouraging supernatural events.
Yeah, so she is his anchor initially. He plans to marry her, but then events happen and that doesn't happen for a while, and then the book throws a curveball at their whole trajectory of their relationship.
Yeah, it does. So, these are I just wrote down kind of the main characters to go by. There are other characters that are placed in. So the guy in the village, and I forgot his name.
Logan.
Yeah, Hogan. Yeah.
Logan. Yes.
Logan. There's him, and he plays a role in this. There are many supportive characters. So, guys, if you guys are reading this book, you are reading it in the aspect of this is world building. It is an extensive world building, I would like to say. I felt like the characters they were relatable, but relatable in the sense of fantasy and like Lord of the Rings, World of the Wars, what was the other one? Dungeons and Dragons type of read. And yeah, in relatability too, we kind of came to that assumption that is something you're into, that you read those books and you enjoy them.
Yeah, so that was my whole childhood, is reading those books. All the Forgotten Realms books, all the Dragonlance books, the Lord of the Rings, Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series. Those are my formative years, and that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from.
So what was something that you learned about your characters that surprised you while doing the writing process?
So as I was writing, I had a trajectory for where I wanted to start my character and where they would end up. That didn't happen. I'm not exactly a pantser because I know where the story is going, but I'm not precisely a planner either. I'm sort of somewhere in the middle. But as I was writing the characters, I'm like, well, this character would never do such and such, and they would never say such and such. So it took their character arc and took it in a very, very different direction. Some characters that I thought were throwaway characters or people that I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't mind if they died. I'm like, I really don't want to kill them anymore. I really don't want to do what I plan to do with them. And sometimes
I remember the side character tells you a lot, you know, like the characters that you have written do stay with you, you know.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. In the next book, there's a character who I was convinced was like, you know, he's just a big brute. He actually shows up at the end of this one. His name is Torgal. He's a Black Reaper, like a giant Minotaur looking thing. And my beta readers in the second book were just so enamored with him. They're like, I love that guy. He's so great. You got to keep him. I'm like, okay. Well, I hadn't anticipated that happening. But yeah, based on their feedback, I adjusted his character arc considerably.
Would you consider your writing character-driven very much?
I would. Character and plot-driven. I'm not so much a flowery prose kind of guy. I've never been interested in that kind of writing. And I couldn't write that way even if I wanted to. But yeah, I think character and plot drives everything that I do.
Okay. So when your daughter asked you what happens next, how did you feel about that?
I hadn't actually thought about writing a sequel to this book back because I wrote this book when I was in college. And I had only showed it to one other person when I was in college, and she's like, yeah, this is really good. You need to do something with it. I'm like, yeah, maybe. I'm not really the author type of person. I don't think this is ever going to go anywhere. This was just an exercise for fun. And I wrote the book on WordPerfect, and your younger audience won't know what WordPerfect is, but that's where I originally started the manuscript, and it stayed in my hard drive. I had actually forgotten about it for many, many years. But every time I upgraded computers, I just transferred everything on my hard drive, and the book came with it. And then eventually, one night my daughter came to me and said, Dad, I just got done reading The Lord of the Rings. I love it. And we talked about it for a couple hours about plot and characters and whatnot. And then I'm like, your old man wrote a book when he was in college. And she's like, really? And I'm like, absolutely. I wrote a book. And she's like, well, can I read it? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, where is it? I'm like, well, it's somewhere on my computer, I think. I'd have to go back and check. And sure enough, later I found that it was still there. But she really wanted it. And I was like, no, because it's not finished. It's not edited. It's not really complete. There's a bunch of plot holes and there's like irrelevant side plots. And I was too embarrassed to give it to her. But she kept pestering me for it for another week or so. And finally I gave in. So I went into my hard drive, found it, printed off literally 1,000 pages. That's how unrefined it was. 2 reams of paper. And then I took this giant stack and put it on her desk and said, okay, here it is. Don't ask me about it ever again. I thought, I'm never going to hear about this again. But then later that night, she came to me and said, Dad, I just got done with chapter 1. I love Valco. He's my kind of villain. I can't wait to read the rest of it. I'm like, oh, really? And we discussed it for a little bit. But then 3 days later, she came back to me and said, I just finished the book. I'm like, you read 1,000 pages in 3 days? And she's like, yeah, it was so great. And she went on and on. She's like, so what happens next? And I'm like, well, I never really thought about it that closely. I mean, I kind of had some outlines or maybe something, but nothing ever actually got down on paper. And she's like, well, you got to tell me what happens. I can't just be left hanging here. So, and that's what started me writing the rest of the series for her.
What was the hardest part about being a writer for you?
I think it's the isolation, because writing is a very solitary activity, and you kind of just need to sit, focus, and be by yourself. And that's great for people who are true introverts, but it's hard for me to just sit and be alone for hours on end doing what I need to do to get a book out. So, yeah.
I wish I could get some time to be alone to write. All right. If your book was adapted into TV, film, or what was one scene or element that is essential to preserve it?
It's so hard to talk about that without spoiling things, but I think that the scene would be really driven by the actor who's playing it, because to find someone who can play Valco would be so hard because he's such a unique character. I think Heath Ledger could have done it, but he's obviously not with us anymore.
Yeah.
But
I was
any
just
scene
thinking like he would have been perfect for Valco, but
yeah. So I think it would probably be the scene where Valco meets the primary protagonist, which is Callan, and they have a conversation, and it doesn't go well for Callan, obviously. But I think that scene, in all its brutality, has to happen the way that it's written in the book.
Okay. All right. You already answered that, so we're gonna move on. What do you enjoy doing when you're not writing?
Playing video games, but I actually have not been able to do that lately. I really enjoy playing, especially ones that test my reflexes. Yeah, I really like those kinds of games. I do like role-playing games also, like Baldur's Gate. Goes back to my love of fantasy universes. But games that test my reflexes and role-playing games that are more of a medieval fantasy type of setting. I like doing that a lot.
Neverwinter Nights was a good game, and Valheim was a good builder game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Y'all are the gamer. Me and Paula play Animal Crossing and Moonlight Valley. Okay. And we're on it on Animal Crossing. We got it going.
Nice.
She randomly introduces me to more things for Animal Crossing, which is and then I forget about it for 3 months,
Yeah.
How do you feel about the balance between promoting your work and actually writing new work?
That's hard, because I didn't know when I went into this that being an author is 60% writing your book, and then the other 40% is eventually marketing your book and putting it out there and being on Facebook.
It's more the other way right now.
I'm sorry?
I think it's more the other way right now.
Yeah, right before launch, it's way different. But I'm actually looking forward to certain things. Like I'm planning to go to conventions, like Comic-Con eventually, and having a booth there with all my books laid out, and then just meeting people and introducing them to my work. I'm really looking forward to doing things like that. So in that way, it's not writing, but it's still fun if you have the right mindset. I know a lot of authors don't like to do the marketing side of it, but the way I think of it, it's like a little side quest with a bunch of mini bosses that you got to overcome before you can go back to your main quest, which is writing.
That's where you get to be outgoing at instead of stuck in your book writing.
Yeah. So I kind of like that side of it.
How many books are you planning in the series so far?
It's not actually planning, it's actually written. There's 6 books, and each book is already written and complete. I'm actually publishing each one between 30 and 45 days from the previous book. So the first one comes out May 1st, second one is June 1st, the third one is July 15th, and so on. And readers will have an option of getting your book early from us if they enter your giveaway, which your giveaway will start and end April 26th. Yep.
So that's when we'll start it up, and it'll be a week long. So they'll have it maybe a few days before the book comes out.
Awesome.
And then our last question that we like to ask is, would you like to ask us anything? And your response was yes. You guys are prolific readers. What makes you continue reading a particular author for their entire series, their next series, and so on, versus just reading one book and forgetting they ever exist? And I feel like I can answer this. We are nosy.
The characters. We follow
the character. Yeah, we're very when we're reading, we place ourselves in the book. Exactly. And it allows us to become the character in the book. Hello, Lauren.
It's like I was telling my niece the other day. I was like, reading, you live thousands of lives, not just one. And some of them are hard, some of them are sad, most of them are joyful, but they're all experiences that you can take and build off of.
And we enjoy it. Like, me picking up a new book is like getting to pick up a new world. I get to step into a new world, and sometimes I'm stuck in that world and I can't get into another world. But
I create worlds.
Yeah, you just love it. And the more you read, the more worlds you're introduced in, you need it. You gobble them up, and that's your life, is gobbling up these words. So I can honestly say we're nosy.
Very nosy. I don't think I could pick up one book that's in a series and not read the rest of the series. It would have to be a really horrible book.
Right. Yeah, it definitely, like, even your book, like, I want book 2.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait to get my hands on book 2 because I gotta figure out what happened.
I don't particularly like reading standalone books.
Yeah.
I want the next one.
Like, my novels, that when I read a novel, 9 times out of 10, it's historical fiction. I'm not reading a fantasy novel because I need more. But I do love world building, and your book definitely does that. It creates a very vivid, very enticing world where you are in the midst of it, and you are terrified of Valkor, and you are in it. And you don't know where to go from there.
Yeah. Okay.
So our final thing we do is we would like to ask you, is there anything you would like to say to any potential authors or your readers?
For the authors, I would say it is something that is very gratifying when you actually have your book in your hand. I mean, there's really nothing else like it. So don't stop if you're still working on your first book, because when you get to the point that you can say, here is my book, it is the most amazing feeling to hold it in your hands. And to the readers, I'd say keep reading, because you're the ones that keep us in business. Without the readers, we wouldn't be doing what we do. And reading is so important to just society in general. Without reading, without libraries, without the whole book infrastructure that we have, society would be a whole lot different and just be all serious and all, the world is ending. Then we need escapism from time to time, and there's nothing wrong with reading a book for that.
Yes. Is there anything else you would like to include? Would you like to tell us a little more about what's to come, or would you like to dangle us like JJ did?
Oh, goodness.
Well, book one does end on a note that some readers might be like, hey, what happened next? And you won't have to wait long to find out what that next is, because book two is actually going to be available very soon. And like I said, every book is available 30 to 45 days from the previous book. So if you enjoyed book one, I guarantee that you'll enjoy book two even more, because everything gets escalated. All the stakes keep getting escalated. By the end of the series, the stakes are so high that you're like, I can't believe that this is happening.
So exciting. We love that. And girls, do you have any questions for Mr. Pierce? Paula?
No, he's answered quite a bit, and after I think the one thing I did want to ask was, does he have anything going forward, or any ideas of maybe something opposite that he's written so far? Is he planning on doing anything more like that?
So maybe a little bit on the romantic side?
Yeah, just something, because I know a lot of authors, tend to stick to the same genre, and I love the genre that he chose, and I love the book. But I'm just interested in, is he planning on writing other genres as well, or is just going to be the main one for him?
I think my brand is really fantasy and epic fantasy. So my next set of series, I've already started it. It's not anything like this. It revolves around at least the first book revolves around a monk, and she can channel the powers of her chi in ways that let her do supernatural things. But no, I mean, if someone said, "Can I write a romantic book?" Probably not. It's not what I'm good at, and I mean, I know the whole right to market thing, but if I'm not writing, if I'm not interested in it, if I'm just writing just to make a buck, I don't think that I'd be a very good author, and I don't think that the book would have any soul. So yeah, I think my brand and the way that I'm going is really writing epic fantasy novels and things along that vein.
Well, like I said, your book was fantastic, and I don't want to say much without giving it away, but...
Right, that's what I've been trying to keep myself from this whole time. I'm like...
I mean, it was really good. I'll have to give you that, but I was just curious, because like I said, I don't know if many authors like to play with other genres or not, so I was just curious about that. Yeah,
if I did, I'd use probably a brand new pen name, but I think at least for the foreseeable future, I'll still be doing fantasy.
Well, everybody, please remember that what day does this come out?
May 1st.
May 1st. So everybody, please remember that the Shapeshifters Gambit comes out May 1st, and this will be his first giveaway of his book, and we will have it up by April 26th. And we cannot wait for the next book in the series. And trust me when I say, all you Lord of the Ring lovers, all you Dungeon Dragon crawlers, all of you, all of you that are into that type of world, and trust me, this is not the only author that we have like this. Y'all check out Grant Pierce and make sure you go let him know how this book is going. I'm pretty sure he would like a DM from you saying, hey.
Yeah, the book has gotten really good reviews on Goodreads so far, so I'm really happy with it. So check it out if you don't believe me.
I still have to write my Goodreads review, but I'm on my way. It takes me a minute to write them sometimes. But we will say goodbye for now, and take a lunch break real quick for 30 minutes, and we will be back with Timothy Clark.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah,
Yeah, anytime. And we can't, like I said, we can't wait for your next book. And you let us know. We'll gladly arc read it for you. And we love reviewing. That's my thing. Hey Tim, we're gonna go have a quick sandwich and be back in 30 minutes to start your interview. Okay?
So excited to meet you.
All right. Y'all have a good lunch. Paula, I'll see you in 30.
I'll be here.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.